guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abisola. If you are new here, you are welcome. I hope that you stay. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, welcome back to my channel, and a huge shout out to all my new subscribers. I find it very encouraging when I see new subscribers. So welcome to this channel. In this video, I want to share the process of getting your own rental accommodation as a new migrant in Australia. Now that our borders are opening, which is very exciting, I know that there are families or people who are planning to travel soon or migrate to Australia as a family, as a student, or whatever the case might be. So I just think that it's timely to share videos like this because I know that people need this information. You want to check out my last video because I shared what to do when you first arrive in Australia. So if you're interested, please keep watching. So guys, I'm going to make this video as detailed as possible, yet very brief and straight to the point. I will go over the requirements, the process, as well as some considerations before you get your own rental property. To be honest, I would say that getting your first ever rental property can be quite stressful as well as daunting, but not to worry, you will get it done. And I will start off with requirements. So you need 100 points of ID, and this would include your Medicare card, if you're eligible for one, your bank card, your driver's license, your visa grant, your international passport, and your photo ID if you are a student. That's why in my previous video I mentioned how important it is to make sure that you get all your documents sorted as soon as you arrive. You want to make sure you prioritize getting all your paperwork done so you can have all these cards ready by the time you are set to get your own rental property. The next thing you would need that they will ask you for is proof of rental history, which you would not have if you are a new migrant into the country. But there's a few things you can do to work around this. They would also ask you to provide proof of income, which you would also not have except you already have a job as a new migrant in the country. But like I said, there's ways to maneuver all these requirements. They would also ask you for references. Now, this is quite easy. You just need to get 2 trusted friends who can put in a good word for you, and you need this when you are applying for your rental property. Now, in terms of rental history, because obviously this is your first ever rental property, you don't have any history from any previous addresses, but you can let the real estate agents know. You can be very plain with them and let them know that you are new to the country. This is your first ever rental property and you don't have any previous history. I find that there's nothing wrong in letting them know what your situation is, even though yeah, it can be a bit tricky, but to give yourself an advantage, especially when they ask you for proof of income or employment, let them know that you're able to pay for 2 or 3 months for the rent. I'll use my own situation as a background to help you put into more context what I mean. When I came in, I did not have a job and I did not have any previous rental history. And you can choose to be honest with them and let them know what your situation is. So we told them that, look guys, we don't have any previous rental history. We do not have employment just yet. But what we can do is pay you 2 or 3 months of the rent in advance. Because here, typically, rent is paid every week. In most places, rent is paid every week. And if you are entering a new property, they would ask you to pay about 2 weeks in advance, as well as a bond. And that bond is just a security fee that the agents hold while you are in the property. So let them know. I don't think they'll ask you to do this because you are new into the country, but you can offer to. And that's why you want to make sure you already have some money saved up in your Australian bank account. So we had some money already there, and we provided bank statements letting them know that we could cover our rent for 2 to 3 months. So you definitely want to consider doing this if you are new into the country, and obviously you may not have rental history or proof of employment. This is what we did. Now, in terms of requirements, I believe that's all you need. The point of ID, your references already set to help you when you're applying. proof of rental history and proof of income and employment, which we already discussed, and what you can do to maneuver that requirement because you don't have it readily available. Now, in terms of the process, it's as simple as going onto the sites to search for properties, and the most popular ones here are domain.com.au as well as realestate.com.au. So you just want to jump on this site and start searching. You will see several kinds of properties, and the most common ones here for rent will be houses and units as well as apartments. So based on what you can afford or what suits your needs or your family's needs, you can choose any of this. Now, you need to know that you won't be the only one applying for this accommodation. There will be several other families that are interested in what you are also interested in. When you go on the site and you see what you like, you would need to pick inspection dates. Now, those are the dates where you would visit the property and view to make sure that you really like it. And that is also why I don't encourage securing a rental property from your home country or from Nigeria or from wherever you are coming to the country from, because what you see is not always what you get. It might look all crisp and clean on the site, but when you get there, it's totally different. So I always recommend being here first to check out all the properties to see that it's really what you need and what you can, take up for the next few months or at least 1 year, depending on your needs. So when you pick those inspection dates and you go and view the property, make sure that you are checking all the rooms, checking all the finishings, asking all the questions about the internet and things like that. Ask them whatever questions come to your mind, just so you know that you are not setting up yourself for failure, so ask them questions. And if you like the property, then you apply. Applying would require you to fill a form online. If you're applying as a couple, I believe that you will fill the form and your partner or husband and wife will also fill that same form and you submit. It's in that form you put in your references. So you want to call your friends or family members that you want to use as references and let them know that you are applying for a property and you need them to put in a good word for you if the real estate agents contact them. Now, also bear in mind that the applications will not only go through the real estate agent. It is the owner of the building that makes the decisions. Now, say for example, 10 people have viewed a property and 8 of them have applied. The owner would then go through all the applications and choose a preferred one. So it's very similar to applying for a job. The fact that you apply doesn't mean that you get it. It's the same thing for applying for a rental property here. So even though you really like the apartment or the unit and you have applied, it doesn't mean that you'll get it. And that's why I wouldn't encourage you to put your eggs in one basket. Apply for as many as you can. If you apply and they offer you, you can also turn the offer down within a time frame. And I think that time frame will be on the link or on the form or something. I think you're allowed about 72 hours thereabouts to let them know that you are no longer interested. So check as many as you possibly can. Go to view them, go to inspect them, and for the ones you like, apply. And in case they give you and you don't like it, you found something else, let them know that you no longer want it within the time frame that they have provided. So yeah, it's as simple as that really. You would go for inspections. I remember that we went for several inspections. I think we did like 3 or 4 in a day. Wait, am I exaggerating? I don't think I'm exaggerating. We had to view several ones, and it took us about 2 weeks or about a week to actually find what we liked eventually. So yeah, it's that simple. When you apply because you like it, they will let you know, and it doesn't take too long for them to get back to you and let you know that you have been offered, and then you arrange to make the payments. You pay for it depending on what you have agreed on. Because you're an immigrant, you may have agreed to pay 2 months in advance as well as the bond. Now that bond is a security fee for the owners, so just in case something goes wrong at the property and you damage something when you're leaving, maybe there's a stain on the carpet that the stain will not come off, they might take some part of your bond so that they can change the carpet. If you're really careful and you maintain the property well, you might get all of the bond back when you are leaving the property. So yeah, I think that's that about the process. So when they give you, you move in with your family and you start your life in Australia, you know. So I'll just chip this in and say that when you finally find a rental property, it will most likely be empty, you know, and then you have to start buying furniture and appliances and things like that. Let me just encourage you, depending on how much money you have saved, you don't want to go spending too lavishly to make your house look really nice and all. Yes, you want it to be decent and clean in appearance, but let me tell you about Gumtree. Oh my God, let me tell you about Gumtree as well as Facebook Marketplace. It's okay to start small. Trust me, on these pages you will find several types of furniture. Not all of them will be brand new, but you will find some that are just as good as new. You can start there, buy simple furniture that you might need just to get you, you know, get you settled in until you find a really good job and start making money, and then you can chuck them all away or sell again and then buy new things. Except you're really, you know, for things that are quite intimate like mattress, you might want to buy new ones, but there is no shame. There is no shame in starting small, and God encourages us not to despise small beginnings. Start small, you know, you will get really good offers on Facebook Marketplace as well as Gumtree. I just thought to let you know that. Yeah. So lastly, in terms of consideration as to where you choose to live or get your rental property, you want to consider accessibility as well as the school your children will go to. So if you have come in as a family and you have children of school age or even daycare, school starts off at 4 years old here. I will do that on a later video, but you want to consider that. It's very important. In fact, it's a major determining factor of where you should choose to live, you know. So yeah, the major things to consider are school. If your children are of school age, you want to consider where they'll be going to school. If you have come into the country and you stayed with friends or you have friends around you, you want to be asking all these questions. What suburbs are good for children to go to school? Trust me that as large as Australia is, not every suburb is the same. Now, even though all the public schools are still quite good, you still want to ask questions because there are better suburbs and there are better schools. So just find out what works for you. You also want to consider proximity to school if you're schooling, as well as your place of work. Just find somewhere that works for you and your family, you know. Consider all those things when you are searching. Consider the safety of your suburbs. Trust me, you will find information online. There are suburbs that are considered not very safe for families, you know, and things like that. You might hear about, you know, thefts and things like that. Just, you know, do your research, ask people questions, and then hopefully, and by the grace of God, you're able to make a good decision for yourself and your family. And trust me, it may not all be perfect in the beginning, but it definitely gets better. So I'm just encouraging you that even though it seems a bit rough in the beginning, things will definitely get better as long as you're asking questions, as long as you're trying to find information. It's all gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. So this is for all my incoming Australians. I wish you guys the very best in your new journey. And even if you're watching this now and you've been here for a while, you might want to share this with anybody you know is coming in and they might find this helpful. So thank you guys. I think that's all I want to share in this video. If you have enjoyed watching, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up and go down into the comment sections. If you have any questions, ask me. Please feel free to do so, and if I can answer them, I will. And if I can't, I'll let you know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching to the very end. If you like videos like this one where I share about my lifestyle as a Nigerian in Australia, make sure to subscribe. And until then, I'll see you on my next video. Thank you guys. Bye.